Hi, it's Maya again for the next segment of the series, A Dream and the Steps in Between. We are now on our third step, so I'm feeling good. Like, we got a good momentum. Now we're going to start talking about the plan, aka the formula. And what I want you to understand with this one is like what works for you, what works for me, isn't going to work for the next person. Simply because a formula is, by definition, a sequence or a relationship of letters that symbolize variables. So we all have different variables that play into our life, past experiences, emotions, like phenotype. Like we could get down to the nitty gritty science about it, but let's not. But basically, what works for me isn't going to work for you for that reason alone. How you decide and comprehend this formula even to change your whole experience, your whole outlook of the same formula. We could be looking at the same formula, and how you receive it is going to be very different because the saying "what's for you is true. You know. So, with that being said, in this segment, we're going to talk about your own formula. And the list of ingredients it's going to take to kind of make your nice little cake called a dream come true. So now let's look into like what makes a formula. Look that up too, because I'm big on looking things up. A formula is signs that can change, aka variables. And that stuck out to me, first of all, because variables change. Your formula is going to change. Your steps can change, and I need you to be ready for that. I need you to be open to you. The plan needs you to be open to change. That's why that's a big part of my manifesto. Change is the only thing that's constant. That's the only thing we can count on happening. It's change. Okay, so why not add that into your plan? But I'm here to help you with all of that. Okay, so I have some steps that I tend to take when I'm building a plan. And we just building, right? So the first step is we're going to gather all the information. We're going to get everything in one spot because once we don't, and we have one little thing going over here, now we're looking at a plan, we're looking at a variable missing something. And guess who's going to have to fill that in? You. So let's not. Let's gather as much information as we can. Do your research, gather facts. And things of that nature. Get it all in one spot. Nothing is too small, right? The next step is to prioritize all of this. Prioritize it. What's more important, right? Next, after we prioritize, I need you to do something that a lot of people don't tell you to do in your plan. Breathe. Breathe. One more time. Breathe. And the reason why I tell you to do that is because for some people, looking at a piece of paper with all these things on there, even if I prioritize it and say, oh, this needs to go first and that needs to happen, I am overwhelmed before I even got started. That's a part of the plan. Breathing, staying level-headed, holding on to your purpose, which is your anchor. And it's going to keep you pretty much, hopefully, afloat and not sinking. That's the goal here. After we breathe, our next step is going to be set a date of completion. Up to you. Completely up to you. And the reason why is because you need to be real with yourself. If you're a procrastinator and you know it's going to take you an extra 2 weeks to finish this project, you need to build that in. You need to start your project 2 weeks earlier or build in a completion date that's going to give you the time to mess around a little bit and procrastinate. If you know you're aware of your work, if you know that you got to get all this research. So you need to play those things. You need to play the key, which is you, into the plan, okay? Think about yourself. Don't just think about what plan or dream that you want to obtain because you're the one who has to obtain it. And if you're not being real, it's really not going to happen. Okay, so after we set the completion dates, plan time for fuck ups and rest. Plan times for things to go wrong because they will, and that is life. I'm not trying to be negative Nancy. I'm trying to be a realistic Rebecca, okay? We have to plan time for things to change. We have to plan time for things to go wrong, things that we can't foresee happening, because we're not going to stop our plan and our dreams just because we don't know what we're doing now, are we? Exactly. So we need to plan time for that. We need to plan time to bounce back as well. Plan extra time where it's like, if something does happen on this day, I know 2 days from now I have nothing but free space. I can fill that and get caught up on the work. That way I'm not stressing and losing sleep that now my schedule is completely pushed back because I didn't plan for that. I didn't plan for things to go not my way, right? After that, the last step is to just start it already. We do enough planning and waiting and hoping and waiting and getting our ducks in a row. Started getting motivated. I have an idea. I have a 5-to-1, get it done. Okay. However, you won't be seeing that unless you tune in for the next segment, a part of this series called Action. Okay. So that's when we're going to start getting into, now I have my plan. Now I just need to do it. I'm feeling unmotivated. We're going to talk about some real stuff. And we're going to figure out how to overcome that when it arises. So please tune in with me on Friday. And I'll be right back here with you as well, sharing some good jewels. So I appreciate you. Thank you.